So in the winter, when it's chucking it down with rain and you can't get outside to play petanque, what can you do to improve your game so that later on in the season, when it's the springtime and the summertime, you're about to start playing again and you've taken your game from here to here? There's 1% improvements that you can do on a daily basis. Some of them are mental, some of them are physical, some of them are preparation for the competitions. In this series, I'm going to go through a selection of 1% improvements that you can do. So we're going to start today with wrist and suppleness of the wrist, because not only do you let go of the boule with your fingers and releasing like this, you need to have a suppleness in your hand, but also your wrist. The very, very best players that I've witnessed in France, they have this incredibly soft and supple and fluid motion in their hand and their wrist, where they actually cock the wrist back almost so that it's touching the back of their arm. They come through incredibly well. They release and the hand goes like this as if they're saying goodbye. Now, I'm just doing that now and I can feel pain down here. I can feel pain going up here. That is because I haven't warmed up my hand. I've just come straight in to actually filming. The other thing is that if you don't work on that suppleness of the wrist, you can cause yourself all kinds of problems. So there are ways of doing this. One of them is to be pushing back on your wrist like this, pushing back on your hand and your wrist like this, doing lots of twists, lots of arcs, going back and forth, back and forth. Now what this does is the more you pressure, the more you push these little tendons, these little muscles in your arm every single time, what that's going to do is over time, gradually, it's going to increase the actual range of motion that you have in your hand. Then if you add in your fingers and you start pushing them as well, coming back and forth, stretching them, massaging the arm, all of the muscles in the arm, to develop a suppleness and a range of motion that you wouldn't necessarily have whilst always doing this. This is something that you can do at home. You don't necessarily have to be on a boule pitch. You don't even have to have boule with you. You can just sit there just while you're at home, just working your wrist, just twisting it around, just bending things, moving it. If you do this exercise 10 to 20 times a day for 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to notice a much greater range of motion. So if we look at my arm here now, if I curl, I can't touch my hand to my arm. But if I took that and then over a period of time, I just increased it just that little bit, and then I just increased the release just that little bit, that's going to give me a hell of a lot of extra backspin on the ball, a hell of a lot more control on the ball, which ultimately is what we want here in petanque. This is number 1 in the 1% series of little improvements that you can make to your game in the winter.